to your mats, please. And let's breathe first, as always. And then whichever way you habitually cross your legs, cross them in the other direction. Is that right? Oh, I've got to a stage where I actually do the other side so much it almost feels normal. Hooray! That is progress. Anyway, let's start by taking a nice long and deep breath in through our nose as we lengthen our spine out, pressing the crown of our head up towards the ceiling. And then a really long breath out. So see if you can try and control the amount of air that you're allowing out of your mouth so that you can lengthen out that exhale for as long as possible, until eventually you start to feel like your lungs are starting to shrivel from how little air are in them. Before then starting to take another nice long deep breath in. And this next breath out, just let it go. Good, again, long breath in through the nose. Controlled and long breath out through the mouth. Long breath in through the nose. And just let it go. Good, and if you feel like you need to do that one more time, then by all means, go for it. Want to get heart rate to something just nice and steady. If you already feel relaxed, move yourself onto finding your base breathing, base breath, the rate at which you breathe while you are in your rest state. When you're ready, we're going to take our right hand down onto the floor, onto the fingertips, and we're going to swoop our left arm over towards that hand, taking a nice stretch down the left side of your body. Good, then windmill your hands all the way around and do the same thing on the other side. Good, and then windmilling round once more. This time, we're going to turn and look towards the ceiling when you get to the deepest part of your stretch. Good, and then windmill yourself round once more. Again, turn to look at the ceiling. If you can feel your bum cheek lifting away from the floor, then just press it back down. Turn and look. Good, lift yourself all the way back up, both arms towards the ceiling, and then fold over your legs. Stretch your arms out nice and long. Let your head be nice and heavy. And breathe. Good, let's draw ourselves back up to center. Take our hands behind us, roll the shoulders back, lift your chest. And if you wish, you can lift your bum away from the floor here and press your knees forwards. Or if, like me, there's a wall in the way behind you, then just stay here. Good, come back to center, shake out your wrists, wiggle your fingers, and move yourself so that you're onto all fours onto the mat. Take your hands a little bit wider than you normally would. So your little fingers are pressing into the edges of the mat. So we get a little bit of space here. Good, then when you're ready, slide your left foot back, press the heel back, and then lift the leg away from the floor. Good, lift that leg nice and high, look forwards. Good, then we're going to curl the leg underneath us and then take it all the way back. Good, again, curl the leg underneath and then take it all the way back. Good, now come high onto your fingertips for this next bit, okay? Curl the leg underneath you, squeeze the knee up as high as you can, and then hover the foot an inch away from the floor, and then step it down. Okay, if you can't do that, don't worry, it just means you're unable to get your leg underneath as tightly. That's absolutely fine. Good, let's lift the back knee away from the floor and press our right heel back. Good. inhale, lift slowly up into a high lunge. Keep the movement going and seeing if you can take it into a little back bend. Good, before moving yourself forwards, reaching your hands as far forwards as you can as you come all the way back down towards the floor. Good, plant your hands deeply into the mat and slide yourself back into a plank. Good, half press up, take the elbows wide, come all the way back up. Bring your knees to the floor, bring your hands back to those edges of the mat like they were before. Good, give your tailbone a wiggle. Good, when you're ready, slide your right foot back, press the heel, then lift it high. Good, look forwards, breathe. Inhale, curl that leg underneath, and then take it all the way back up. Good, curl it underneath, take it all the way back up. Again, underneath. This time coming high onto your fingertips. Sorry, I should have said that before. Let's take it all the way back. High on the fingertips, curl the leg underneath and then hover that foot an inch away from the ground. Good, and then step it down onto the floor. Good, lift your back knee away from the floor, heel presses back, and when you're ready, lift. High lunge. Keep that movement going, seeing if you can take it into a back bend. Good. And then reach forwards as you take it all the way back down to the floor. Slide that right leg back into a plank. Half press up, elbows go wide. Pause, and then press yourself up. And instead of bringing your knees down, take your hips high to go back into downward facing dog. Good, give your tailbone a wiggle here. Take a deep breath in. And let it go. Good, when you're ready, left leg lifts up towards the ceiling. Good, come really high on your right toes. We're gonna draw our left knee all the way up to tap the back of your left arm. Pause there, look forwards. Good, take the leg all the way back up. Good, and then curl it underneath and step the foot up in between your hands. Good, inhale, let's lift again into a high lunge. Bend nice and deeply into that front knee. Good, now we're gonna sweep our hands forwards, bring our chest low, but then take our hands behind us and interlace the thumbs. Now keep reaching those arms back. Good, breathe. Stay low. Good, now use your hands to press back to lift your chest up. Good, once you get nice and tall, straighten out your front leg and then again refold slowly. You should feel a shift in the way that your front leg is stretching. Good. Uninterlace your thumbs, swoop your hands all the way back up. Good, bend deeply into your left knee. Good. Now start to bend your right knee as if you're about to touch it to the floor. Just before you do, lift it up, straighten your heel. Sorry, press back with your heel. Again, bend the knee towards the floor, lift up and straighten the leg. Bend the knee, lift up, straighten the leg. Good, let's fold ourselves back down towards the floor. Take it back into a 3-leg dog. Long breath in. Good, now exhale. Good, again, deep inhale, this time drawing yourself forwards into a 3-leg plank. Half a press up, bring yourself back up. Go back into downward 3-leg dog. Good, drop that left leg down towards the floor. Again, let's lift the right leg up. High on the left toes. Draw forwards and hold your knee at the top of your right elbow. Look forwards. Good. Send it all the way back and up. And then curl it underneath to step it up in between your hands. Good. Again, inhale. Let's lift. High lunge. Good. When you're ready, lean forwards, keep that front knee bent. Let the hands go further all the way around behind you and reach your hands back. Breathe. See if you can lift your chest a little bit away from the front knee so you don't collapse into it. Good. When you're ready, lift your hands all the way back up and straighten. No. Rebend. We need to bend our back knee. When you're ready, bend the back knee and then straighten out with the heel. Again, bend the back knee, straighten out with the heel. Last one, bend the back knee, straighten out with the heel. Good. Now straighten your front leg and then refold. Good. Taking hold of your thumbs behind your back and feeling that stretch on the front knee. Good. Uninterlace the thumbs. Reach yourself all the way back up. Bend into that front knee. Fold. Good. From here, shift yourself all the way up into a three-leg dog. Deep breath in. Let it go. Good. When you're ready, inhale, draw yourself forwards into a three-leg plank. Half a press up, all the way back up. Three-leg dog. Lower that leg down behind you. Good. Now draw forwards into a full plank. Look forwards. Keep looking forwards as you slowly bend your elbows, keeping them tucked up underneath you until you come down to the floor. Untuck your toes. Roll your shoulders back. Come up into a cobra. Breathe. Long breath in. Steady breath out. Long breath in. Steady breath out. Good. Then lift your hips, tuck your toes, and make your way back into downward facing dog. Good. Let's just cycle into the backs of our legs to keep trying to loosen them up. Good. Now let's bring the feet towards one another so that you can feel your legs touching each other. Good. Now look between your hands and bend your knees. Now I want to see if you can do a little bunny hop, paying close attention to the flick that you do with your legs. Okay? So a small bunny hop would look like this, where you barely do anything. What I'd like you to try and do is to flick your legs with each hop, like that. Okay, and get ever so slightly closer towards the top of the mat until eventually you come up to folding over your legs. Good. Once you've got to the top of your mat and you fold it over your legs, start to bend your knees nice and deeply. Stick your bum back. Lift your arms. Stay nice and deep into your chair pose. Breathe. Good. Let's draw our hands down in front of our chest into a prayer. Good. So while we're here in our chair pose, I want you to shift the weight over to one leg and then flick the toes of the other leg. Good. Do the same thing on the other side. Stay low. One more. Good. And then back towards the top of the mat. Press into the floor, interlace the fingers, and reach your palms towards the ceiling. Good. Press into your big toes. Let's take it into a little back bend. And then come back to center and fold. Back down towards the floor. Good. Step both legs back. Take yourself down through a slow motion chaturanga. Elbows this time staying close towards your body. Just before you touch the floor, pull forwards and up into upward facing dog. Breathe. Good, then flip on your toes, take it back, downward facing dog. Again, walking through your legs. If it feels right, maybe taking the opposite arm to opposite leg, taking a little stretch. The right hand to the outside of the left shin, and then vice versa. Left hand to the outside of the right shin. Good, let's come back to downward facing dog. When you're ready, we're gonna lift our right leg up. Good, curl that leg underneath you. Slowly, like someone switched on the slow motion switch, come forwards, hover the foot, and then step it down. Good, inhale, lift, high lunge, twist out, warrior two. Good, breathe. Check your feet, sink nice and deeply into your warrior two. Good, then bring your left hand to your hip. You turn the other hand towards the ceiling. Bend deeply into that front knee, like you're trying to pick something off of the floor, and then reverse your warrior. Good, back to center. Same thing again. Deep bend, reverse the warrior, and lastly, deep bend, reverse the warrior. Hold it there, breathe. Good. Then bring your arms back out. Good. We're going to start to take our right elbow towards the top of the right knee. Reaching our left arm over, but then taking away that elbow from the right knee. Think deep. Imagine you're holding a big beach ball. Good. And then lift yourself all the way back up. Good. Now this time, keeping that front leg bent, we're going to pivot our hands down towards the floor. Good, you can stay here or take a bind. Okay, by bringing that right hand underneath you and interlacing with the left hand. Helps if you get nice and low here. Good, then bring yourself all the way back out. Deep breath in, lift your shoulders. Exhale, let's pivot our hands back down towards the floor. Take it back into a three-leg dog. Good, pull forwards into a three-leg plank. Half a press up. Good, then the full chaturanga. Into cobra. Breathe. Then tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Good, long breath in. Strong breath out. Good, bring your feet together again. You can feel your legs touching. Look between your hands, find buoyancy in your legs and do those 3 bunny kicks, flicking your legs towards the ceiling. Good, until you come all the way to the top of your mat, fold it over your legs. Good, bend your knees. Nice and deeply. Reach your hands up. Chair pose. Good, now inhale, reach your hands forwards. Exhale, sink. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink. Good, then press the floor away, come all the way up to standing. Take a long breath in, reach up high. Exhale, fold. Hands go into the floor. See if you can bunny hop the way back towards the back of the mat into downward facing dog. Take a long breath in. Sigh it out. When you're ready, left leg lifts. Good, curl this leg underneath you. Pause just as you get towards the top, hover the leg, and then step it down. Good, when you're ready, inhale, let's lift into a high lunge, and then immediately pivot yourself out into a warrior two. Good, check your feet. Go as wide as possible. And when you're ready, bring your right hand to your waist, turn the left palm, and then again, bend deep into your left knee, scoop it up, reverse your warrior. Back to center. Scoop it up, reverse your warrior. Last one. Scoop it up, reverse your warrior. Good, come back to center, both arms come out. Good, bring your left elbow to your left knee. Reach your right arm over. And then hold that big beach ball. Keep turning to the right. Breathe, use your ab muscles to hold you steady. Sink a little deeper into that left knee. Breathe. And then come all the way back up. Good, last sequence. Bringing your left hand down onto the inside of your left foot. And then if you wish, take a bind. And turn and look towards the ceiling. Good, then when you're ready, unbind. Lift your shoulders towards your ears. Pivot yourself back down towards the floor. Unplug your back heel. Lift it all the way back up. Three-leg dog. Good. Pull forwards into a three-leg plank. Half press up. Full chaturanga. Into a cobra. Good. Breathe. Long breath in. Steady breath out. Long breath in. Steady breath out. Long breath in. Steady breath out. Good. Flip on your toes and go back into a downward facing dog. And breathe. Steady breaths. Again, you can take that stretch, opposite hand to opposite leg. Good, then when you're ready, pull forwards into a plank and then lift your hips back into downward facing dog. Roll forwards again into a plank and then take it back into downward facing dog. See if you can find a wave with these motions. So pulling yourself forwards and pressing yourself back in time with your breathing. Good, now next time you come towards a plank, pause there. Look forwards, press your heels back, and then lift your left leg away from the floor. Bend the knee and try and connect it with your elbow. Take it back, down to the floor. Same with the right, lift it, tap the elbow, take it back. Good, take yourself down through a chaturanga. Curl yourself back into a cobra. Good, tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Good, bring your feet together. Find buoyancy in your legs, look between your hands. Hop and flick all the way to the top of the mat. Good, once you get to the top of the mat, stay low with your knees bent, but you're high onto your tiptoes. Good. Now see if you can take your hands away from the floor. Reach them towards the ceiling. Hold it nice and steady. Breathe. Good, then nice and slowly, bring your hands back down towards the floor. Good, lift your hips up nice and high. So trying to straighten your legs out as much as you can with your hands still planted into the floor. This is about as far as I can go. Good, then from here, we're gonna lift our left leg away from the floor, reach it all the way to the back of the room and step it back. Good, then lift it up, bring it in and step it back down. Same thing with the right. Lift it up, stretch it back, and then lift it up and bring it back in. Good. You may need to make yourself a little bit further towards the center of your mat, but you should find from where you've tested how close to your hands you can be is the same distance roughly as moving yourself into crow. So just take yourself and practice your crow. So remembering to bring your hands nice and far forwards, making sure your hips up are nice and high, connecting the back of your knees into the back of your arms, and the rest is balance. Good. And then when you're ready, bring your hands forwards and take yourself back into downward facing dog. Take a long breath in and then let it go. Good, pull forwards into a plank. Slow motion through chaturanga. Just before you touch the floor, pull yourself up into upward facing dog and breathe. Good, and then flip on your toes back into downward facing dog. Good, when you're ready, lift your left leg up and then curl it underneath you, taking your feet into a pigeon position. Good, come up onto your fingertips to give yourself a little extra space here. And let your hips sink down. Breathe. Good, then when you're ready, bend the back knee. If you wish, this is optional this bit. Squeeze the two knees together so you can bring yourself up and then cycle your hand back to take hold of your back foot into king pigeon with your other hand resting on your knee or towards the ceiling. And then release. Bring yourself slowly down towards the floor. And let yourself come down as far as your body will enable you to. Keeping your breath as steady as you can. Good, then when you're ready, draw your hands back towards you. Lift your back knee away from the floor and then slide your left leg back. Press back with the heels. Feel the difference while you're in your plank. Take yourself down through a chaturanga And then into a cobra. And then back into downward facing dog. Good. When you're ready, lift your right leg up. Curl it underneath. And do the same thing, bringing yourself into pigeon. High on your fingertips. Get some space. When you're ready, and if you're feeling it, bend your back knee. Squeeze your two knees together. And then cycle your left arm behind you. Take hold of your foot. Again, right hand can be on your thigh or towards the ceiling. Breathe. Good, and then wherever you are, bring yourself back down towards the floor and fold. Taking deep breaths in and steady breaths out. Good, and when you're ready, draw your hands back towards you. Lift your back knee and then just gently slide your right leg back. So you're in a plank, holding yourself nice and strong. Again, take yourself down through a chaturanga, up into cobra. Open your chest, breathe. Good. And then potentially for the first time today, child's pose. Good, and then when you're ready, roll yourself up so that you're sitting on your heels. Good, we're going to interlace our thumbs again behind our back. Shrug your shoulders back and then fold, bringing your arms up towards the ceiling. Good, then once you've got them as high as possible, gently rock them forwards and backwards. Good, and then once you've done that a few times, hold your hands behind your back, press them into that lower part of your back as you lift yourself up to being back seated on your heels. Good. Let's take a little twist over to the right. And then the same over to the left. And then shift yourself down onto your bum and swing your legs around. So taking both legs straight out front. We're going to lift our arms up towards the ceiling and try and straighten our back out. Good, then press your chest forwards as much as you can before then letting your hands drop. Now shrug your shoulders back, and if that means taking hold of a different part of your legs, try and override the ego of taking hold of your feet. Of course, if taking hold of your feet is super easy here, see if you can try and make fists around your hands, like that, around your feet, to lengthen yourself out even more. You should be able to feel a stretch running up the back and sides of your legs, and into your lower back, nothing on the top part. Breathe. Good, and then nice and slowly, roll yourself back up. Good, we're going to bring our hands, they're just behind the bum. Fingers are pointing forwards. Here we're going to go to an upward facing plank. So when you're ready, press down into the floor with your hands and lift your hips up and point your toes towards the floor and look towards the floor. Hold yourself nice and steady. And then lower. Good, we're going to do one more of those. So when you're ready, press down, lift your hips, roll your feet forwards. And then lower, all the way back down towards the floor. Good, lie yourself back, cross your ankles, and keep your knees raised. Take your hands so that they are behind your head. And then we're going to try and tap our left elbow to our right knee, come back down, and then the same thing on the other side. And you're going to keep these movements going at a nice steady pace. A few more. And then release. Bring your head down onto the floor. Bring the soles of your feet down onto the floor. So you can just about feel the backs of your heels, or at least you're reaching towards them. Bring your palms so they're facing down onto the floor. And when you're ready, press down with your feet and lift your hips up. So it's like the reverse of what we were just doing with our upward facing plank. Into bridge pose. Option here to lift your left leg away from the floor and point the foot towards the ceiling. Keep lifting those hips. And then drop that foot and do the same with the right. And then drop that foot. And then lower your hips. Breathe. Okay, when you're ready, bring both feet in towards your chest and gently rock yourself from side to side. Then when you're ready, we're going to bring our feet back down towards the floor. Bring your right knee only in towards your chest and then cross it over as if you're crossing your legs like you might do when you're sitting down on a chair. Good. And we're going to take our arms behind our head and reach them towards the back of the room. Sorry, your left arm. Your right arm. Your right arm is going to reach towards the back of the room. And your left hand can be placed on your right rib cage. Sorry, got confused there. And when you're ready, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, roll your knees over to the left. You should feel a nice deep stretch running up the right-hand side of your body. Then nice and slowly bring those knees back up. Unravel your right leg. And then let's do the same with the left. So bring your left knee in, cross it over the right, as if you're crossing your legs like you might do from sitting on a chair. Then take your left hand behind you. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Take the legs over to the right hand side. See if you can keep your left shoulder blade flat down on the floor here. And breathe. Then nice and slowly, let's draw those legs back up. Bring yourself back onto your back. Take your left leg, untangle it from the right, and bring your hands down. Now slowly start to press both feet forward. Take a long breath in and squeeze your bum, squeeze your leg muscles, and squeeze your back muscles. And as you exhale, release. And then just let everything start to sink down into the mat. Start to loosen your jaw, space between your eyebrows. Start to melt your way to the mat. Your mind drift, letting your breath become automatic. And then nice and slowly, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes and your nose. And take a deeper breath in. And in your own time, nice and slowly, bring your knees in towards your chest and roll yourself over to either the right or the left hand side. And press yourself up to a seated position, this time taking your legs in the more habitual manner. And allowing the crown of your head to reach towards the ceiling. Let's take a deep breath in. And then let it go. Thank you to all of you who have joined today. Have a really pleasant rest of your sunny evening. But to all of us who've practiced today, most importantly, to yourselves, bow and say, Namaste.